Hey guys, welcome to a new release. You probably want to know why I'm packing. Well, that's because I have myself protected because if you don't know, this room is soundproof, so nothing you really can't get. So I can make up as many as I want. There's some things outside that are really sensitive to noise, and I gotta be very quiet. No ways to get in here. I am safe in here. I have the gun just in case, but we should be safe in here. I can make it as much noise as I want to. Also, because this is a review, if I couldn't make noise, it'd make the review impossible to do, so I have to break in the fourth wall here. The room is soundproof. I'm saying that because, so I can talk, so I can do the review. But, they can hear me. But, let's say, right out there, they're all coming. I just have a gun just in case. You never know. But we're doing a Quiet Place, or Quiet Place Part 1, whatever you want to call it. The second one is called Quiet Place Part 2. So I think the first one is just called Quiet Place, so we'll just go with that. So we're in Quiet Place. General thoughts. First, a couple things I want to mention is one, I remember when the movie came out, a lot of people were talking about it. I think at that point when this came out, I wasn't really into horror stuff, or wasn't into it as much as I am now. It might have been around the time when I first started going to psycho cinema stuff, and maybe I didn't go to a new movie. It was something I heard about it, and a lot of people liked it, but I didn't do anything about it, or go and scout a movie, see it. I heard part 2 was coming out, I'm watching a lot of horror movies. I heard the first one was really great, I wanted to go and watch it. So I did, because I had it on DVD. I found a copy on DVD and I got it, and I watched it, and I'm like, I can see what everybody was talking about. This is great. Now let's get into the actual movie. Meat and potatoes of, what's it, the Quiet Place Part 1. We'll talk a little bit at the beginning and then we'll jump into, if I want to, spoilers. I won't spoil the end here, but I'm going to mention I did see Part 2, so when I review that, there will be spoilers at least for the first movie, so keep that in mind, because I can't really talk about the beginning of that movie without spoiling on the last movie, so, because it's so connected, so I'm just saying. So for the second part, there will be spoilers in the beginning, so there's this movie. This one I will not spoil the end if you just want to watch this. So, let's get into it, because if you've watched the review of Part 2, you've probably seen Part 1. But let's get into it. So the movie is about this family who is trying to survive the apocalypse. There's these things, monster, giant creatures, who you don't really focus on the monsters as much. I feel like it's more on the people, and I like that, than the monsters. But the monsters are cool. They are definitely great looking. They have, I'm not spoiling because they show it in the movie. I forget when they actually show it, but they show them all throughout the movie. But they have this thing with the faces, pieces of the face, are pieces. They kind of just stick out and open up. You see this part open up here on the side. We see the go into your canal because they can hear anything. If you make the slightest sound, they can hear you and they start coming. So you have to be quiet. So the movie is a lot of not really noise, it's a lot of silence. Or just barely anything. You might get background noises, some stuff. But there's no other cases where they talk. There are a couple of scenes where they do. In the first movie where they go to this place where there's a bunch of water and they can't hear us talking because of the water and the waterfall and stuff. So yeah, but for the most part you don't hear them talk. Unless they're in a secure place. I'm like, yeah. So it's great. Where they know sound can't reach them. They can hear it. But we have this family who is made up of a dad, 2 kids, 3 kids in the beginning of the movie, and a mom, and she is also, we find out, I don't know if we find out immediately, or we find out later in it, that she's pregnant, so technically there's another kid on the way. But in the beginning of the movie, so this is going to be a spoiler for the beginning of the movie, because I just remember this happened in the very beginning, so slight spoilers on something, because it happened very in the beginning, and I can't talk about any parts of the rest of the video without talking about it, because something happens to one character, and he's not in the rest of the movie. I gotta talk about it. So they're in a place where they are picking stuff up for them in a abandoned store, or I think it's a drug, I think if I'm correcting, it's a drugstore kind of place, and they're picking up all kinds of medicines and stuff they need. And this one little kid who's very little, he definitely doesn't understand probably a lot of this, the other 2 kids at least understand enough to be to do. But then it's okay, he sees this rocket ship and he tries to go up and grab it and gets it, and then tries to put the batteries in it. He tries to start it up, and it's oh, no, and then he's nope, you can't do that. And they do it another time, it's okay, no, you can't take it. And then the girl, at the end, before they leave, here, I'm going to be nice, I'm going to give you the ship. No batteries, but here's the ship, and then the kid actually goes back, takes the batteries, and goes. Then he eventually, at some point, you see him where they're walking across the bridge, he's behind them. I don't know why he's behind them, I feel like it's not a smart move. They have the most little kid in the back there, and that's why I'm watching him, but he puts, he has this thing, and he puts the little machine, what's it called? Spaceship, rocket ship, and he puts the battery in, and then it goes off. And then it's like, oh shit, and then the dad starts running, and then the thing just mauls it, like it swoops it out, it's like, it's gone, it's dead. It's like, oh fuck, this is movie where I'm like, we're not afraid to kill things, especially, we're gonna kill kids, like right up, we just snatch this little kid up, because he's like, yep, he's gone, the kid's dead, it's like, it's sad, because he's like, he was the youngest next to the baby who was not born yet at that point, but still, like, oh, it's like, we're starting off strong, like, we're gonna hit you really hard at the beginning, and like, boom, like, bam, shiny gun, it's like, you get shot, and get immediately the feels right in the beginning of the movie, they, like, go strong, it is fucking great. It's a horror movie, but it also has a lot of, like, drama and all stuff, it's just so good, like, it's such, like, definitely the director, I think it's also the guy who plays the dad, I think, if I'm wrong with that, sorry. But he's phenomenal. This is just a phenomenal movie that I think anybody should watch. But that's the movie about them on the farm. They eventually do make a grave from there. I don't think that'd be fine, but they make a little grave there. They get these little thanks, decor stuff, and da-da-da from there. But yeah, it's cool. I like it. They make a grave for it, and then they do come back later and find out there's a grave there, but they come back in this grave. But throughout the movie, it's just them trying to stay in this thing and survive, and they have to fight, make sure they don't make noise. And how they do, they have to be really quiet and do stuff, and then eventually the mom makes noise in the house because she goes up the stairs and she gets a bag and she's stuck on something on the steps and a nail. And then when she gets the bag and goes upstairs, the nail is sticking now straight up. So when she walks down, she steps on it. You cannot step on a nail like that and not scream at all. Like, he comes from like, and one thing I like about also when somebody's in pain, you feel it. I think in the second movie they do that really well. Was the scene in the beginning? It's like, oh my god, if you can feel it, it's like so much. Like you can feel the pain. It's like that's great. I want to feel the pain in a movie like this. Everything makes it so tense. It's great. I really love it. It is great. And then eventually, like I said, she gets stabbed in the foot, so she steps on it because she didn't know it's there. Steps on the nail, and then she has enough in the hands, and they fall and breaks, and then the monsters come in, and she gets to like, you find out like, she's gonna have the baby soon. It's like, so there's that also as well. So it's like, So eventually, she has to have the baby and have to fight the monsters, and then the dad and the son come back, and they go on a little thing to fish or get some water and stuff. And they come back, and then it's like, okay, oh shit, stuff's going bad because. She also turned on a switch because the switch that turns the lights on outside to make them red to be like, yo, there's stuff, there's monsters here. But the cool thing, and also the dad's trying to fix the radio and stuff and trying to, not fix the radio, but has a radio thing, trying to contact people, trying to figure out what's going on. And also he's making hearing stuff for her daughter because her daughter can't hear. First I was like, she does sign language and all this stuff. I'm like, for some reason I thought she couldn't talk in the first one, like or something. My brain was like, she can't talk because of the fact that she has this hearing aid. I know she can't hear, obviously, but she has this hearing aid, so that means but she never really talked in sign language, so I just assumed she was like, she can't talk. Well, it might be the case, but the second one, at some points where she's in like the bunker part, and they're doing sign language stuff, but you can hear like talking a little bit, at least, like you can hear like mumbling and talking enough, so I'm like, okay, it seems like she might be able to talk. I don't know what the deal is if she's mute or not. But if she is, that wouldn't actually be a bad thing. That would be great, but there's some points in here we see her talking, like, I feel like I can hear you talking, so I don't know what the deal is. You're talking very quietly, so you can talk or not. I don't know what the deal is, but nonetheless, she is a deaf person. This makes it definitely hard to kind of make a thing for the hearing. Like, why do you need to hear? You can't hear anything. Well, first of all, you can still put on, like, to the point they put on, like, headphones and listen to music. Because when you put on headphones, like, I know, because when I put on music with my headphones, the music is so low, like, the monsters can't hear. It's low enough to us, like, if I have the headphone right here, I might hear it barely, depending on how loud it is, but when I put it up from here, I can hear. Here, you can't hear. So it's so low, it's like, yeah, they're not going to have it, unless you have it up, like, max. You're probably going to be fine, but yeah. So eventually the family comes together, and they all have to fight everything, and it's great. I enjoyed it. Had fun. Okay, so that's what basically the movie is, without going into the end with spoilers. Let's get the rating. The rating of this one gets I'm going to give it a 10. For horror stuff, it's just great. I enjoyed it. It's just a 10. We enjoyed it. What you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's talk about it. You guys can always stay up. I'm going to see you next week, guys. Now, I got to get ready, because these things could come in any minute. Be prepared, and then once I'm ready, we can go on and there will be part 2. But until then, guys, see you in the next video, guys. Bye. Hey, what's up, Matt? I know you had the door locked. I need the kid to get in. What's the deal with him? What the fuck are you doing? Oh, what are you pointing a gun at me? I just came by to see how you're doing. Because it's been a while. Jim, you need to close the door quietly and then come in here before they get you. You need to tell me what the hell's going on right now. Hey, whoa! What the fuck?
You look like you could use a new car.
Jim, get in here and shut the door. Jim,
You want a new car too?
yeah. I got to in time. Okay. I'll see you guys in the next video. I gotta board this up. I'll leak it so nobody else can come in. Okay. I think it's managed that. See you next video, guys. Bye.